Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 8, L.O.D.R.S.V.P. Welcome, everybody. And sorry for the noise, the hum that you hear in the background. The motherfuckers behind me decided to start cleaning carpets in their apartment complex at 5:30 in the fucking evening on a Friday. Yay! So I get to hear a loud hum, and so do you as I'm doing this. So I apologize for that. I've turned down the gain as much as possible, and I'm going to scream into the microphone while I do this for the most part, so that it covers it up for the most part. So yeah, exactly, motherfuckers. So with that aside, let me get some business out of the way first. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you're gonna hit the bell. Just to let you know, it's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you when I'm actually online. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at the schedule. It's up there. I change it out every Monday. It's also mirrored on my Facebook page. And speaking of Facebook, there's a Facebook group page which you guys can post stuff on and chat amongst yourselves. I have a Twitter and Instagram. I have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tiers set up as of yet because I like to actually give you shit if you're going to pay me. So there we go. Welcome everybody. So let's get started, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video, and you could comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. So, um, again, we're following through on the theme of this of Harley Quinn wanting to get into the Legion of Doom, and we end up having her. We start off actually with them being her and her crew ripping off Aquaman and stealing the family jewels from the Atlantis Museum. Which, yes, the family jewels. She steals Aquaman's family jewels, and they, as a result of this, they end up going to get invited to the Legion of Doom as a result of all of this. And it's something that Harley wants, and Poison Ivy's kind of skeptical about this because you know, that's not really how the Legion of Doom works for the most part. And when she asks Lex Luthor, Poison Ivy asks him when she's alone, we find out his real motives are he wants Poison Ivy. He doesn't care about Harley Quinn at all because they've asked Poison Ivy 148 times to join the Legion of Doom, and as she puts it, I don't want to join your sausage party. And he says, we have a woman in our ranks. I don't know what her name is right now, but we have one, and she's lovely. Yes, Giancarlo Esposito. I mistakenly last night said that Lex Luthor was being voiced by Jeffrey Wright. That was my brain was someplace else. Obviously, I meant Giancarlo Esposito, who of course is Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian. So he is actually getting a lot of press as well. So there we go. Some great shit, by the way, by King Shark in this episode. One of the lines that just made me fucking laugh was, "Oh, shark genitalia is hard to see. It is really hard to see until it isn't," which fucking made me laugh. Ron Funches is just fucking killing it. Yeah, that, and also when he's having the conversation with the fish that, saying, "Oh, I didn't turn my back on the ocean turned its back on me," and the fish turn away from him, and he goes, "Well, fuck you all very much." Oh god, man, Ron Funches is just hilarious. And also, having Clayface, you know, uh, posing as Aquaman and then again as Superman. In this. Yeah, you can kindly go fuck yourselves. That's what he says. That's what King Shark says. You can kindly go fuck yourselves. I don't speak dolphin, but I do speak a little bit of porpoise. And then, of course, Aquaman busting into the party at the Legion of Doom to take it out on Harley and Poison Ivy for stealing the family jewels and having Sinestro heckle him, going, "They stole your balls?" And he goes, "I know it was you, Sinestro. You can't prove that." Oh, I was just dying. I mean, this is a good episode, and we leave off on a cliffhanger because Poison Ivy is telling she's trying to tell Harley, "Hey, you know, Lex only invited you here because he wanted me, and you're not getting in. They're going to be bringing KG Beast into this, not you." And Lex, of course, spins it a little bit and does bring Harley Quinn into the Legion of Doom, and Harley and Poison Ivy part ways. And Harley a couple times is going to actually, reach out and say she's sorry to Poison Ivy, and then she gets distracted by something that Lex says and or shows her or whatever, and yeah, that's how it ends up being. But so this is a two-parter, is really what this is. This is our first two-parter episode, and I'm kind of digging that they're doing that. And yes, we're getting Joker next episode, which is going to be lots of fun because it's more Alan Tudyk. And honestly, we could always use more Alan Tudyk. And yeah, I agree with you, Penn. They've all been great episodes. It's some really good and funny writing, and then also the B roll as well. The B roll is Cy Borgman's sister is a tentacle monster in the basement of the mall that they're in, and um, he was so crushed by what happened to her because of what he asked her. He asked her to make a cross between a monkey and a gorilla, a monkey puss, as it's called. And yeah, that whole thing. And then he finally releases her out into the wild, and she goes on a fucking rampage and starts killing everybody that she sees out there, which I thought was pretty damn funny. Yeah. The monkey puss though, that good God, man. This show is really fucking funny. That and then also Dr. Psycho, uh, the Legion of Doom basically says that, they revoked his membership, of course, but now that he's part of Harley's crew, he's welcome back again, but he's not allowed to go on any missions where they might run into possible female superheroes. That's the stipulation on that one, which I thought was fucking funny. Yeah, it's just hilarious all the way around. And basically how Harley defeats Aquaman too. She outsmarts him, has him break the aquarium, and all his little fish friends come out of the aquarium and are screaming at him for help. So of course he's gathering up as many fish as he can while Bane's stomping on them in the background. I'm stomping on your fish. I'm stomping on your fish. Oh, oh man. Like I said, this show is funny. It's good, it's funny, it's also childish, which is good. It brings in a lot of the heroes and the villains in the DC lore and does a good job of exploring them. That's the whole thing. Kite Man even comes back, because he gets a catering gig because he's got to make some money for Poison Ivy if she's going to be his girlfriend, you know, and he needs some money. And it's just fucking funny. It really is. If you haven't seen this show, go and watch it. I mean, seriously, go and watch it. Yeah. Uh he has not stopped calling women cunts. Viking bitch, you know that. Yeah. Yeah, Kite Man did get one of my gigs, is what he did. He I actually gave it to him, you know. Actually, I do not when I did catering, I never passed around hors d'oeuvres. I was only a bartender is what I was. I was always a bartender. Well, I should say not always a bartender. I was either a bar manager or a bartender. So there you go. Because that's how I roll. Yeah, whenever there was a cash bar involved, I was the one that would dominate. I would throw out as many drinks as possible and earn as much money as possible. Cause and my drinks are always on fucking point. Yeah. Because that's how you're supposed to be when you're a bartender. Yeah, I worked Fireman's Ball, and no, Movie Fanobi is not the balls. Fireman's Ball, that was a cash bar, We had 4 of us that were bartending, and, what was it? So if I was on the far end. If you go from the other end over here, it was like, 1,200, 2,000, and then me in the end, $4,500. Yeah, yeah, see? That's how you do it, and that's within a 3-hour time span. Yeah, that's right. Cash only. Ah, and yeah, then, of course, Doctor Psycho thanking Harley for getting him back in, uh, and saying, "I don't know what kinda sexual things you did in order to get me back in, but thank you." She goes, "I didn't do anything sexual." He goes, "Oh, I know. Wink." Yeah, yeah. Doctor Psycho, my god. I'm loving Tony Hale as Doctor Psycho too. The entire voice cast, by the way. Phil LaMarr, by the way, as, Black Manta when he comes in and, "Hi, Arthur. It's about me, isn't it?" "No, Dave, it's never about you." "What are you talking about, Arthur? It's always about me." Oh, yeah. Phil LaMarr is awesome too. And he got a live action, um well, he's done live action before, he's acted in things, but, he was actually in the DC Crisis on Infinite Earths as, a character, so that was nice of that. Philip A. Demick says, "I did watch the first episode, I loved it, but the direction the show appeared to be going made me anxious." Really, Philip? Okay. Mufinobi says, "I put some, Baileys in my hot chocolate, it's cold as fuck in New England right now." Well, that's because you live in New England, so it's cold here too, Mufinobi. It dropped down to 64 degrees today. Yeah, I had to put on a light sweater. Actually, I put on my hoodie is what I did. Uh, let's see. Me Too pen. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys are living out in the frost, or what is it, the ice belt out there? That's where you are. So one of my coworkers who recently just quit, Allison, if you're out there, hey, she moved up to north to Seattle to go and work for Elon Musk, and decided to drive through the worst storm through the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, she took pictures of where she's moving to, and it's just all snow. And I was like, I took a picture of the beach and I sent it to her. I'm like, yeah, this is what it looked like today here. There's a guy in a wetsuit, so you know it's a little cold. Oh, man. Yeah, no, thank you. I can drive an hour to go and see snow if I want to go and see snow and plan it. And I can just touch it and with my hands and whatnot and go, okay, I'm driving back to the beach. Fuck this noise. Sometimes they close the road so I can't get up to the snow. So, oh well, I got to turn around and go back. Yeah. Philip A. Demick says I was worried it was going to go. Yeah, oh, it's not. It's yeah. So uh yeah. I don't use that stupid word. It really is a word that I liken that word with nationalists is what I call them, or otherwise known as Nazis is what they're called. I know they like to be called by the PC term, but no, let's just call it what they are. So, all right. So that took a decidedly different turn, but we're going back again. So, yeah, I want to see some more of King Shark. Quite honestly, I want to see a King Shark centric episode for the most part, and I hope we get something like that because fuck me, man, it's hilarious. Hey, Stephen Sukup. There we go. I knew how to say your name. You told me how to say it. I just had to remember what it was. Viking Bitch says Harley needs Ivy. She does not do well without her friend. Yeah. I got it. I got it. Soak up. Yes, I got it. Ugh. Um, can we call them don't sees instead? I don't know what that is. So see ya. See ya, Steven. Thanks for stopping by. Oh man, now there's some child screaming in the background. So hopefully you guys can't hear that. I've turned down the gain as much as possible. I'm screaming into the microphone now. So yeah. Uh your wrenches into the wee hours. So what else do I got going on? Tomorrow is Saturday morning blast off where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about and talk about that. Sunday is going to be the premiere of Avenue 5. Avenue 5. Which we'll see how that goes because I've been hearing so many different things. People are swinging one way or the other. They're going, it's really bad, it's really good, it's really bad, it's really good. So we'll see where it's going on that. And supposedly he's got some science part to it as well. So that's going to be fun. The showrunner, the guy who created the show, supposedly added science to it. So it's comedy and science. So there we go. Monday, of course, is another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I'm going to try and get through Dracula, the BBC version of Dracula. It's currently up on Netflix. Tuesday is season 2 of Project Blue Book. Yeah, so that's back. Then, of course, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm off. And then we come back around again to Harley Quinn on Friday. Science or no, actually, science. Excuse me, I was just reading an article today about it, and he was talking about fuel economy using gravity slingshots around planets and things like that. And how do they say that human waste packed into a wall of a spaceship can be used to block harmful radiation because it can. Um, so this is going to be a very interesting show. It really is. Yeah. Drac is only 3 episodes. Yeah, they're 3 movie long episodes though, Pen. They're like an hour and a half each. So, oh yeah, I'll get through it eventually. If Morks were here, you'd say, but Dennis, you're sure you'll watch Dracula. You don't like fantasy. Ha ha ha. Yeah. It's not, it's horror, is what it is. Horror. Not whores. Horror. Yes. I have to differentiate between that. Because my accent throws things off every now and then. That was a good one. I don't know how many accents I got into that one, but horror, horror, horror. The scary shit. Okay, how about that? Scary movies. Movie Nobody says, I said Morks would say it. You know he would. Yeah, he would. Supposedly San Franciscans do have an accent. It's supposed to be kind of like a bastardized Brooklyn accent, but a lot more subtle. And I've lost mine over time. It used to be a lot worse, and it's all that education stuff that they've been pounding into my head. Yeah. Yep, the horror genre. You like the way I pronounce that one? Genre? The subtitles on this one are gonna be so fucked up. I'm sorry whoever reads the subtitles, but yes, the subtitles on this one are gonna be even more fucked up than usual. So it'll be a joy. Yes. Philip A. Demick says, so we need more prostitute slasher films. Yeah. It, did you not get the memo there, Philip? Of course we do. I mean, and by the way, they are working girl slasher films, is what they are. Uh, Now I want to watch with the subtitle. The subtitles, by the way, Pen, are hilarious. For a little while there, I was going in and correcting as much as I could, and it was just taking way too much of my time, and I said, "Fuck it. It is what it is at this point." Yeah. I just let it go. I let the auto subtitles do their thing, and they're hilarious. It's kinda like, what is it when they do the misdubbed or, the wrong subtitles. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos of those. Like, they do the one with Yoda from, I think it's from Empire, and it's, "The seagulls, the seagulls," which is hilarious. Mufino says, "Isn't that where the cut rate hookers come from?" No, they come from, oh god, I caught myself on that one. I was gonna say something bad. I was gonna say something really bad, and I caught myself on that one. Woo. Alright. I don't know where they come from, Mufinobi. Joe Greer says, "Subtitle help names, songs and music groups." Yeah, yeah. I watch everything now with subtitles. I've left the subtitles on all my stuff, and, actually, I was watching Harley Quinn with subtitles on, and, uh, Elseworlds, the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths, I left that on, which actually is helpful because, it's kinda funny, the subtitles also spoil things too. Like, for Harley Quinn here, when you heard the monster in the basement kinda rattling around, you didn't know what it was. It says in brackets before that, "tentacle monster," and I'm like, "Come on, man, really? You're gonna not just say that there's a noise in the basement." Yeah. Yeah, you catch so much more, exactly, you do catch what's being said, you also catch spellings and stuff like that too of things, and, yeah. And you even get stuff in the background too. The Expanse was kind of funny. There's a lot of shit that you hear in the background that is in subtitles, which was funny. Yeah. What? No, if I didn't hear you on that one. Harley hentai? No, it's not Harley hentai. That's a different thing altogether. Yeah, the BBC stuff. My God, I don't know where they put their microphones, but it sounds like they stuff them in a water tank or something like that, and then up whoever is standing behind a fucking sheet of lead or something, but yeah, they have some really horrible sounds. I have great hearing. Uh-oh. There we go. There's a fight brewing. I'm gonna go make some popcorn and I'll come back. No, Joker. I'm not watching. I was never a big Doctor Who fan to begin with, Joker. So um the I tried watching the first couple episodes of that first season, and whew, wow. I was just like, "Yeah, this is not for me." It was just bad writing, it wasn't going anywhere, any of the stories, and it just kept meandering, and I was like, and I really did not like, her acting. Yeah, yeah. It's gotten a lot worse this season, really. The stories meander even further than they were before, because, I mean, they were pretty meandery. The only one that was actually fairly decent was the one about, the girl's mother, I believe it was, and the war that was breaking out between Pakistan and India that was happening because of the border dispute and all that. That was actually a decent episode, but yeah, everything else I was just like, eh, yeah. And I can afford to be picky with all the stuff that's out there right now. Yeah, exactly. I don't have patience for bad TV and movies anymore either. That's why I do stuff like, is it worth my time? Because people ask me, "Is this shit worth my time?" And, sometimes I say yes, but a lot of times I say, "It depends. Do you have the patience for yeah. Ah, I'm always, like, picking the brain oh, okay, Joker. Yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, I was never a big Doctor Who fan to begin with, so I'm the worst person to ask about Doctor Who, quite honestly. Good night, movie Fanobi. Uh, Penn says Jodie tries to go forceful or inspirational speeches and just can't pull it off, and, I liked her and other stuff. I've never seen her in anything else, so, yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I watched the first Doctor Who episode. I fell asleep halfway through. I did think he made a good okay. Yeah. But we're talking about Harley Quinn here and DC. So the other thing I liked about this episode that I loved about this episode is we got a whole bunch of villains in the background. We had Sinestro in there. We had Scarecrow. Scarecrow, by the way, walking through and giving them a tour of the place and telling them, showing King Shark the gigantic tank with the real live diver in there, which he can eat if he really wants to. And King Shark is so excited about, "Is it my birthday?" Which also made me laugh, my ass off on that. And then also, of course, the kryptonite-powered submarines with that shoot missiles and turn into cars. They have 3 of them, which any Legion of Doom member can check out anytime they want. That's hilarious stuff. And then, of course, improv night, which is Wednesday nights, uh, for the buddy and thespians that are in the group, or the thespians. So, yeah, it was some good stuff. It really was. Bane and King Shark stood out to me this week. Yeah, Bane had some good stuff. Well, Bane is voiced by a Venture Brothers alumni. He does some voice work for the Venture Brothers, Bane. And yeah, I like him too because yeah, he's the one who does, and he's doing the voice. So the Bane voice that he's doing is very similar to a Venture Brothers character voice, and I'm blanking on the character at the moment. Um, it's a very kind of almost robotic kind of voice. I can't do the voice justice, of course, but it makes me laugh. Oh, there's totally Venture Brothers influence in that. When they were doing the, Cyborgman flashback of when he worked in the CIA in the '80s and how he was the go-to guy to clean up messes, I totally had Venture Brothers flashback right there. Hey, Stanley Tweedle. So, yeah, I totally had a Venture Brothers flashback on it. They look like Venture Brothers, even the artwork that they did for that one, I was like, "Oh, someone's been working on Venture Brothers, or at least knows some people on Venture Brothers," is what's going on. If I ever get a chance to, talk to these guys, that's one of the questions I'm gonna ask, is how much influence did Venture Brothers have on you guys? Because I see a lot of it in there. Yeah. And, yeah, I did like Giancarlo, Esposito as Lex. That was a lot of fun too. Um, yeah. And I love the reference to, how the Golden Globes get Matt Damon. They nominated The Martian in, Best Comedy of the Year. 'Cause they knew that Matt Damon would show up, and Poison Ivy's like, "That, that reference is kinda dated. I don't see very many movies." Ah, that's some good stuff right there. Yeah, Frank wasn't in it this week. He comes in sporadically, which is good. Actually, JB Smoove is good in small doses. That's what you need to do. Very small doses of Frank and JB Smoove. Otherwise, he doesn't have a lot of, range, shall we say. He's not a Ron Funches. He is not an Alan Tudyk. Uh, you know, he's not any of those guys. He has kinda one setting, and that's where he's at. So, yeah. And I think they're using him perfectly just as, peanut gallery humor is what they're using Frank. So Joker says Broadchurch was my show all season. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping Cyborgman Sisters returns because I want to see what kind of rampage she's been going on. Yeah, that was some funny stuff, man. It really was. So next week we have the trailer for next week's episode, which of course is Harley and Joker at the Legion of Doom, and now they're co-workers, and it looks like he's trying to get back into Harley's pants again. And he may be actually doing this because Poison Ivy isn't there to rein her in or help her out. So, yeah. Well, I don't think she's going to destroy the city. Viking bitch, it is Gotham after all. So, if she destroys parts of it, no one's really going to notice. Yeah. So, if you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe, as you can see down there. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the very end of the video. You're going to see a video pop up here. And basically, what YouTube does, it takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library. And they put it right up there for you. Up here is going to be Is It Worth My Time? Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's what's going to be up there. Yeah. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on again live, you can hit the bell down below. You get a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. 9 times out of 10, they won't. So go to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at the schedule that's up there. I'm usually within 15 to 30 minutes if I'm late on the schedule there. So, yeah. Philip Ademic says, "Oh, I forgot to mention on the Crisis podcast, I thought it was weird that they put Titans and Doom Patrol on different Earths." I didn't think it was weird. I actually was okay with that. I was thinking about that as well, and they had a different um, professor leader. I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden in the Titans Doom Patrol versus the Doom Patrol that we've seen on DC Universe. So it makes sense to actually have them in different, yeah, things there. You still hear a little Tom Hardy from me, Joker? Or, oh, you're talking about from Bane? Hello, Mr. Bane. Good night, Viking bitch. And yes, I am going to be doing, coming back for, tomorrow for SBO. Yes, exactly. Yeah, and they showed Swamp Thing. Well, the Swamp Thing was they said that world had, you know, something happened where he, I guess, was the only person on that world left because, of course, that show got canceled. Stanley Tweedle. If you listen to what he says about worlds ending, and that was one of them. Yeah. So, speaking of endings, not all of them are happy. Because that's you got to go to Movie Finobi if you want one of those. Um, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. I will see you again tomorrow for Saturday morning blast off. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up having to take a turn as the diver in the tank with King Shark. And you really don't want that. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.